Now to a change in guidelines on lice and how you handle it if your kid gets lice at school. The CDC is chiming in, recommending kids finish their school day before going home for treatment and then quickly returning to their classroom the next day. We're bringing back 21 News at 5 family primary care physician Dr. Jill Halt again to get her take on the shift in the lice rules that we have here. So, doctor, the CDC says kids have to take unnecessary days off of school and that they don't need to be sent home if they have head lice. Does that surprise you as a doctor, or do you agree?
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't even know that there was a change in guidance. I appreciate you guys bringing this to our awareness. I think it's important to know with lice, it does, give everyone kind of the willies, but it doesn't cause any type of, disease process. And it is not a reflection on a child's personal hygiene or anything like that. It is just simply a pest, a nuisance that we, many of us have been unfortunate enough to deal with, of course. So it does make sense when we're thinking about ways that this can be transmitted from child to child, and the fact that we very clearly know what that is, that we want to keep our students in school and let them be around their friends, not potentially be ostracized or have their be any bullying or rumors or that kind of thing, and ultimately not miss any of their learning that's so critical at this time. So it does make sense, but obviously there's things that parents need to be doing to make sure their kids are okay.
Yeah, how do you get lice? How does it spread?
Yeah, so lice is going to spread from really direct contact. The actual bug itself cannot live outside of a human host for more than about 24 hours. So while there can be exposures on someone's comb or a hat, another article of clothing that's maybe come in contact with the hair, that really has to have been within the past 48 hours. Otherwise, it's through direct head-to-head contact, if that's from a hug or some other, sharing at school in that capacity.
Now, are the treatments that you can do maybe at home, are those pretty effective, and are those easy to get?
Yeah, for the vast majority of cases, the over-the-counter medicines, the shampoos that you can get at any pharmacy are absolutely going to do the trick. If they don't work, it's almost always some type of a user error issue. They will take away any of the living lice. They don't always get rid of the nits. Those are the eggs. So sometimes a repeat treatment has to be done a few days later once those have hatched. But usually 2 courses is going to be plenty for any type of a child. If for any reason, you have treated your child effectively and it didn't work, that's definitely the time to speak with your primary doctor.
Okay, good to know, because, we hear about this happening, but until it happens to you, you just don't know what it's going to take. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the National Association of School Nurses, they want the no-nit policies discontinued as well, because they say, that it's not crawling lice like you described. They're just, the eggs. So would you say if you have some nits, it's still safe to go back to school?
Yeah, nits can really linger for quite some time after the actual issue has been treated. So if parents are, able to spend the time kind of going through and picking out each single one of them, obviously not every child is able to be compliant with that process either. The nits themselves are not really the concern, especially because they can be there and have no sign of an active infection of any kind.
And what else would you recommend to do around your house if someone does bring lice home?
Yeah, so you definitely want to, wash any type of bedding or clothing that child's been in contact with. If they, are using brushes and other things that you can sanitize in hot water, we usually say 130 degrees Fahrenheit for at least about 10 minutes. And if they've been laying on a couch or some other thing, vacuum that area as best you can, and then maybe just have people not be in those high traffic areas for a couple of days. But again, it really is going to be from person to person. Lice doesn't fly, it doesn't jump. You've got to get it from actually having that touch involved.
All right, great advice, great information. Dr. Halt, again, thank you so much.